Shalom, all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking his word in sincerity, also in truth. A lot of times, when you're under stress, people tend to use anger, as a tool to get over things versus the spirit. And that's where problems arise, when you're angry, you tend to point out other people's faults and not yourself. You're not your own faults. You don't see what you're doing wrong. And you begin to nitpick, and within you nitpicking, you become wicked, So this is a exhortation for brothers. When you're going through things, really sit back and observe yourself or how you react about certain things, and that'll help you not complain, man, or not do those things in which you used to do when, you were in the world. And one of those things that, people do when they were in the world is to get mad quickly and begin to complain. You see? Everybody becomes your enemy because you're upset, Now, I'm not saying that that's necessarily, what happens, but that's the mindset that a lot of people get, There's actually a rapper down here called Zero. He's kind of popular on the ground. And he's infamous for his rants of how he don't mess with nobody, and he's all on himself by himself, just murmuring and complaining. You know what I'm saying? And you could get that mindset when you're going through things. Ain't nobody trying to help you. Nobody give a dang about you, things of that nature. And it might not even be that type of party. It just could be a demon that wants you to isolate yourself. You see? So when, as you progress in this truth, it's very important that, you don't let those things, or those old ways, creep up on you and make you react in a carnal way. And the word carnal means fleshly way. The goal is just to stay in the spirit as much as you can. You're not going to win every battle, but a lot of times, man, you have to be willing to get over things quickly, or to do, or handle a situation according to the scriptures versus the flesh. You see, I was going to pull this murmur, but let me jump to the scripture. Right? 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves as that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. This is important. You have to really examine yourself, and the scripture is saying a lot. When you're going through certain things in your life, observe how you react to those things, observe in that observation could be, things that you do right. And those, it could be things that you do wrong, case in point, you get stressed out. And the first thing that you want to do or that people want to do, I don't want to say you, but people want to do is drink. You could become a mini alcoholic in this truth of ours. I went through that. I had to put that bottle down, you know what I'm saying? But I was doing that because I was stressed out, but I wasn't running to the scriptures. You see what I'm saying? Or it might not be that bottle. It could be something else. You could be angry. You get angry, you're going through something, a tragedy or misfortune, you could naturally just get angry, and you want to be careful with that. You want to be careful with that because within the anger, that's when that demon creeps in, and that's when you get to complaining, unrighteously, and those complaints can be, for numerous things, brothers in the camp, your life, your girl, anything, man. And that negativity can really deteriorate, your walk. Your walk and also relationships that you had, in the truth, So it's very important as you're going through things, to really examine yourself and really just understand, man, you can't use anger as a way to get, to power through things, but you have to use the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. You see, Colossians 3:1. If ye then be risen with Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where the Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of the Most High. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Mashiach in the Most High. When Mashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affections, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things such the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of obedience, in which ye also walked sometime when ye lived in them. But now ye also put off these things: wrath. It's like I read that first. Anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. So the things that we once did in the world, those, committing adultery, idol worship, worshiping Chesed Bozu or a cube or yourself, whatever. We let those things go. But now it's time to get more technical and refine that character, and things like wrath has no place in the brotherhood, man. And a lot of that wrath has to do with, man, that tongue. You got to be careful about murmuring, and that murmuring could be directly or indirectly, man. And I've done that. You know what I'm saying? That's what sparked me to do this. Sit down, talking about a brother indirectly. Sit downs and highways and byways. If you really think about it, it's kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have enough integrity to go and speak to that person, then you shouldn't say it at all. Or if you have already spoken to the person, you know what I'm saying? There's no need to bring it out. Bring air the business out. You know what I'm saying? It's very important, if you feel offended, to go to that particular person or to voice that offense. If you had the mindset of letting it go, then let it go. But a lot of times when you're offended, it's very good to just let things, is to speak to a brother versus keeping it inside and you begin murmuring. That's where cliques get formed and things of that nature. And that's when eventually somebody has to leave. You see? So letting go of wrath, letting go of anger is very important, man, because we don't want to murmur. And that was the offense that the children of Israel did, while they were in the wilderness. They were frustrated at the fact that they, were in the wilderness of Zin. If you look at the wilderness of Zin, it was very big. They was there for 40 years, you see, which is kind of south, I want to say southwest of the promised land, you see. So they were in that area and catching hell. They began to be frustrated and took it out on Moses. You know what I'm saying? Began to worship idols and things of that nature. Ultimately because they were being carnal and they wasn't being spiritual, man. And that anger and that wrath is a catalyst for a person to go off. And if you deal with anger and things of that nature, it's very important, to catch yourself when you feel yourself getting angry. And the more you start doing, the more you see, man, like, damn, I'm really kind of petty. I'm really getting angry and mad over something, one, I can't control, and two, that doesn't mean anything. You see what I'm saying? So don't harden your heart or your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind made up that a brother is wrong, or, you're going to do it your own way. Again, like the children of Israel, man. You see? And that's one of my favorite scriptures in Hebrews, which we're going to get. Hebrews 3:8. Harden not your hearts, as indeed provocation, in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me and proved me and saw my works 40 years. Wherefore I was grieved with them that generation, and said, they do always err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. The children of Israel, they became upset because, they were in the wilderness and they couldn't see the promised land. So they began to murmur and things of that nature. And what did Most High do? Well, he extended, their stay in the wilderness, man. And you could do that a lot of ways in your everyday life. Make a situation worse than it has to be by complaining, by murmuring. That's what the children of Israel were doing. They were murmuring. You see what I'm saying? Let's get that definition, because I wanted to pull that out earlier. That word murmur means and this is according to the Merriam Dictionary online. Murmur, it says have suppressed or mutter, complaints, grumbling. And you could do that in this truth, man. Complaining and things of that nature about a brother, about what he's not doing wrong. You have no control over that. The only person that you could control in this truth is yourself. You don't even have control over a bowel movement, let alone another brother. So why make yourself upset to where you can't function in this thing? You know what I'm saying? Or it doesn't have to be about a brother. Why get upset about something in your life? You know what I'm saying? To the point to where you just complaining, you murmuring. You know what I'm saying? That'll make you begin to question Yahweh by Shemi Habashah. Man, why is this happening to me? Things of that nature. Because the underlying reason that, anything happens in this truth is because Yahweh by Shemi Habashah. And what only thing that you can do is adapt to that. You know what I'm saying? Adapt to it or die. You see what I'm saying? So when certain scenarios and things of that nature arise, this is an opportunity for you to be in the spirit versus you being upset and trying to push your own agenda, man. So I just want to again exhort brothers that anger, that's a killer, man. It's a killer, and it can, cause so many different problems that doesn't need to arise, man. If you're dealing with anger, no one thing I can tell you is to revert back to the spirit. The elder Yatazak has been saying this more and more, and it finally resonated with me today. Rakah, Ra'ab, Bashar, Mayat. It means more spirit, less flesh, man. That's very important as walking for us, especially in the time that we're living in. Fight to remain in the spirit. Okay? All praise to Yahweh by Shemi Habashah, and double honor to the apostles. You guys that rule well, and peace to you brothers out there that's kicking his word. Shalom.